Good morning, friends, and welcome back to the homestead. So I put out a question on the community post for questions. If anybody had any questions that they wanted to find out, to drop them down in the comments, and a lot of you did some really great questions, so I'm going to go ahead and do my Q&A right now. So come on along while we get that going. Alright friends, so question number 1 came from Amber Lennox, and it was, were you born in this lifestyle? And a quick answer to that is no, I was not. I am a city girl and I grew up the city life. My mom over the years has become very much of a green thumb, and I would say after I graduated and moved out is when she started doing some really good growing in the backyard. But me, did not. I could not keep anything alive. I couldn't keep my grass alive in my front yard. And yeah, I definitely was not. My husband, on the other hand, his dad was raised on a turkey farm, and he bought turkeys and brought them to their house and raised them and butchered them. So my husband had a little bit of a hand in that kind of lifestyle, and it wasn't until we got married and got our own place that we actually started doing our own raising of animals and growing our own food. Question number 2 from Amber is, what is our motivation to continue in this lifestyle? Well, honestly, with everything going in the world today, it's my goal not to depend solely on the grocery store for food. So that's why we are definitely taking advantage of raising our own meat animals, as well as growing a big garden that I can preserve and put it all away for the winter months and for the coming years. Also, it's just a lot of fun. Like, I am enjoying every minute of what am I going to grow this year? What's the new challenge on the homestead? I am being very challenged, and I like every single minute of it. Question number 3 from Amber, are we on our forever homestead? And yes, we are on our forever homestead. We did a lot of research coming into this property of what we wanted, and we also made sure that it was going to be what we needed to continue our goals for the rest of our lives. So yes, this is our forever homestead. All right, and our final question from Amber is 5 best tips for a new beginner or somebody in the waiting room to having a homestead. And actually, that is a video that I've already got going, and it should be up within the next couple weeks. So definitely look forward for that video. All right, friends, so our next question comes from Cheryl, and Cheryl asked, how did we get started on homesteading? And that is going to be a funny answer to that. So as I mentioned in the other question, that I did not grow up in this lifestyle at all. I had no interest in this lifestyle, and my husband did kind of grow up in it, and so he wanted to have animals, he wanted to have the garden. I was gung-ho for the garden, like, we can do that, that's fine. Animals, I was very skeptical on. I did not want to have any extra attention that I had to give to other than our 5 kids that we had. So he actually brought home 5 chickens without asking me or telling me anything about it. And I flipped a lid. Like, I was so mad. So mad. I was like, how are we going to take care of them? What are we going to do? And it only took me 2 seconds after seeing them that I actually was like, oh my gosh, they're so cute. And from that moment on, I fell in love with it. And to get into that lifestyle, we just kind of jumped on board. His cousin, So the Land, when they did their big move, we started following them and really got into the homesteading community by watching it on YouTube and fell in love with that. And so that's how we got started in our homestead. All right, friends, so our next question comes from A. Taylor, and she asked, being a fellow nurse and also leaving California, did we move east? And the answer is yes. We left California, we moved east over here to Kentucky, and we absolutely love it. So my question to you is, where did you move to after leaving California? Our next question comes from Ghosty TY, and they asked, how many are in your family? So I have 2 daughters that live in California. They are both adults. And then on the homestead here with us, we have myself, my husband, my father-in-law, and our 3 boys. Second question from Ghosty TY is, do I handle the homestead myself? And that is a yes and no answer. I have lots of help when it comes to big things around the property and big things that I cannot do by myself. My father-in-law is here with me all the time, and my husband works full-time, but when he is off, he is definitely helping with the bigger things. When it comes to the animals, I am doing a lot of it myself, and I'm always taking care of the house and the cooking myself. All right, friends, and the final question from Ghost TY is, do I have help here on the homestead? And yes, my father-in-law does all the big builds that cater to his strengths, and I watch everything and try to learn as much as I can from him. We also do have woofers on occasion, and they come into great help when it comes to things around the homestead that I need help with, or with my gardening. That's going to come into big help when I start gardening. They're going to help me out here. But we are very, very selective when it comes to woofers to make sure that they work well with my personality, as well as work well with what we have going on here on the homestead. And our next question comes from My Little Rural Homestead, and they asked, does my husband work outside the homestead? Yes, he does. We want to make sure that we are able to afford what we have. We are still on a mortgage here, and we have a brand new truck, so we do have bills that we need to make sure are paid. So yes, he works outside the homestead, but he is very much here with me, present on the homestead when it comes to getting things done around the property. Second question from My Little Rural Homestead is, am I done with nursing? Yes and no. I still have my license active. If there ever is a reason that I need to go back to work, being a nurse, I can find a job anywhere I go. I just need to transfer my license to Kentucky. That is the only thing that I need to do right now as far as that goes. I hope I don't have to go back to nursing, but if it happens, and I do what I gotta do to help provide for my family. And final question from My Little Rural Homestead is, how do I spell my name? And I absolutely love my name, so I will definitely tell you. I'm gonna go ahead and write it up on the screen here for how you spell it, but it is K''DEE, and it is pronounced KD. My mom is a very creative person, and she had my name picked out since she was in junior high, and it is a combination of my aunt's name. Her first name is Kathleen, her middle name is Dee, and so she put it together and got KD. Now my middle name is also just as creative as my first name, and I'll also put it up here, is C. Ann, and that is C''ANNE, and it's named after my mom, Carol Ann. So I love my name. Nobody can ever spell it or pronounce it right, and I think I love that about it. But yes, I'm very happy with my name, Katie. All right, friends, and our final questions come from Jerry Galindo, and that is actually my husband's uncle. So hello, uncle in California. His question is, how are the pigeons doing, and how did they do during the winter? Well, I just found out today that they are all doing just fine. They did great during the winter. He has not lost any of the pigeons during the winter, but he did lose 10 pigeons prior to winter when he let them go to see if they would come back, and they actually got lost. But he has 9 babies from the 2 mamas that are doing fantastic, so he actually has almost the 10 back that he lost. Final question is, does he still have Jerry and Perla, the 2 pigeons? And no, Jerry actually flew away back in California, but Perla is doing just fine. All right, friends, thanks for stopping by the homestead. Thanks for coming along while I did our Q&A, and thank you to everybody who dropped questions down in the comments. I greatly appreciate it, and I appreciate every single one of you. This has definitely been a big highlight in my life, is getting all these comments and corresponding with every single one of you. I can't thank you enough. So as always, I hope all is well, and have a blessed day.